Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever applies to you. Welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Julia. I'm a contemporary singing specialist based in Australia. And today I'm reacting to Sohyang performing Bridge Over Troubled Water. And I could not be more keen because it's been a while since I've reacted to a Sohyang performance. And yeah, let's just dive in. She's so good. She's so good. It's almost disgusting. Oh, like it's so sweet and so well balanced. And yet at the exact same time, she's got all of this versatility as far as the tone goes. So it's really, really sweet. And then she'll bring aspiration or a breathy quality into it as she flips up. And it's... none of these phrases are giving her any trouble either. So at the end there, she perfectly balanced through that little run and then sustained till the end. So when I think of vocal role models that like truly inspire me, I think of Sohyang. Because if you watched her performance of Everyone, you would think she's just this big, loud, slightly darker toned gospel singer. And yet here, it's just so sweet, it's angelic. Angelic. It's been too long. It's been too long. She's ridiculous.
When you're down and out, when you're on the street, when the evening falls so hard, I will comfort you. I'll take
Could you imagine you go to sleep one night and you wake up the next morning and you can sing like that? Holy Guys, this is why I don't react to Sohyang every single week of my life, because otherwise I could bottle my tears, okay? I don't know why it moves me so strongly. Perhaps it's because the way that she sings, it's like there's so much belief in her voice when she is going to sing that she just does it. And that hits me really hard, because this is like nothing to do with vocal coaching and very much to do with me as a performer. I'm an overthinker. So I see someone like Sohyang who just does it, and you can see that there's no second guessing, there's no doubt, she just does it, and it just hits me so hard in the gut, because as is the way for many singers, you can overthink and that alone stops you from reaching your potential. So okay, once again, I was unable to comment on the technical things that Sohyang was doing, so I'm going to try and remember them now. I must admit, I find the formula for this particular arrangement to be very similar to Raise Me Up. I do. Perhaps it's because it's that same thing of it being softer, and then she brings in more mass into the sound, and then it builds and she goes up for these crazy belts, and even that softer, God, what is it? Let me find it. That little bit where she flips up, that bit there, I'm fairly certain she did something similar in Raise Me Up, because she just was like, I'm going up for the extension, off we go, blah, and she just does it. And yeah, so I'm starting to sense some similarities in the arranging and the vocal approach between some of these bigger performances that I'm seeing from Sohyang. So I think for my next Sohyang reaction, I would like something that's maybe a little more pulled back and focuses perhaps on simpler vocal choices that lend themselves towards musicality, because not to say that there's no musicality in this performance, but the way that it builds is definitely relying on the fact that she's an absolute powerhouse, and because she can carry these belts and she can run through there, and just because she's ridiculous, these arrangements they build and they build and they build because they can. But I think if you hear that too many times, it can start to sound a little bit too samey. So I think for my next reaction from Sohyang, make a suggestion for songs that allow her to explore more subtle musical choices for a longer period of time. Because in these arrangements, I get it for like a tiny bit at the beginning and then a little bit in the verses, but then it's this colossal voice till the end. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. And I completely understand why they ask her to go on shows like this, because you see a vocalist like that and it's overwhelming. It reaches into my soul and just squeezes. This wows me. It still blows my mind. Even though there's similarities between this arrangement and the Raise Me Up arrangement, it still blows my mind. If I went to her concert, I would just be weeping. I would weep the whole time, purely just because of listening to her voice. And I don't know if it's also the background of understanding what her voice is doing in order to achieve that, with how fantastic that mix is, how much space she's able to maintain as she goes up. It's just phenomenal. And that also smacks me upside the head, and I just, wow, Jesus. Another Sohyang reaction where I wasn't able to supply many technical details. I think I spoke on the technique a little more in my Arirang reaction. So if you haven't seen that one, go check that one out, because I also cried in that. Gosh, she's 4 for 4, I think, with the Sohyang reactions. Maybe, did I cry in the first one? I don't remember, but Arirang, I cried. Everyone, I cried. This one, I cried. Take all my tears, Sohyang. Take them all. Gosh. But yeah, so I think on my next one, I'd like something a little bit different, just so I also have something slightly different to talk about too, because there's only so many times I can say lighter mechanism in the beginning, which is what she did here, really, really sweet tonality, variation between aspiration and a fuller tone, all the way up into the belt, which is a heavy mix, varying that with different flips into second register, and of course the intensity in the second verse, putting a little bit more mass in that sound, making it sound a little darker. There's only so many times that I can say that and it not sound the same. So I would like to also be able to talk about her musicality and some of the more sensitive decision making that Sohyang is. I believe that she would be capable of it because I hear it in small doses in the beginning and then throughout the verses. So I want to hear more of that. So if you have a song in mind that allows her voice to be a little bit more creatively sensitive and doesn't just rely on the fact that she's an absolute vocal powerhouse, please comment that below, because I am keen to see that, because I think she's amazing. If you haven't seen my other Sohyang reactions, I would recommend going and checking them out, because that is where I do talk a little bit more about some of the technical things that she's doing. So if you haven't seen them, go and watch them. Anyways, that is it for me today, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this one. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, click the subscribe button and the bell notification beside it for more just like this one. As usual, I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're staying healthy, and I will see you next time. Bye.